Hi there.
Hi there. How are you?
Oh,
I'm Gia, and this is David.
that's me. I'm David.
Yes,
What's up? What's up? What's up?
what's up? And we are your co-hosts for Silhouettes JV podcast, the deepest dive into Jersey Boys one will ever take, both the Broadway show and the movie directed by Clint Eastwood. And so we have to tell everybody this. So this is our 43rd, 44th episode, whatever the fuck episode it is this week, to quote Joe Pesci. And so David says, "How are you?" all the time
How are
to
you?
strangers. Please tell everybody what you do. It's very funny.
So, I'm very inspired by John Lloyd Young and his mannerisms and, the way he played Frankie. So, and, sometimes I get a little carried away or whatever, and I'll go up to someone and, we'll be at a store, in the elevator, somewhere. Someone will walk in and I'll be
At a
like,
coffee shop,
yeah,
the
how are you?
elevator's the worst. So
How are you?
specifically, you're doing John Lloyd Young in the movie when he first sees
Always.
Mary. He has his hand on his hip. He's like, "How are you?" And then he gets
How are you?
angry. "How are you?" Like, so, and it's more hilarious because we have our masks on, so no one really knows what David is like or if he should be sounding like this because his voice drops about 2 octaves. Key change.
And and sometimes they don't know where it's coming from, who it's coming from. So, it's
It's very funny.
so we are your host of Silhouettes JV podcast, and we are here to break it all down for you. In Jersey Boys news, we have New World Stages off Broadway. The production just reopened this past Monday, November 15th, 2021. It was a who's who. It was so cool, guys. We'll get into all of that. We got the UK tour opening up soon. We got the cruise heading out on the ship soon.
The national
Um,
tour.
the national tour, they're heading out to Detroit December 3rd to start tech. We were just at the show again on Friday night, this past Friday, and we were sitting behind the entire national tour cast: Sean McGee, Bruno Vita, Connor Lyon, and all of them, and Kevin Patrick Martin was there. It was all great, and so we got the tour starting up. West End's been running for a few months already. There's a production on the Gold Coast in Australia opening up soon. John Lloyd Young just did an interview with Bryn Alexander Jenke, who is playing Frankie Valli over there. They just did an interview on Instagram. A lot of great, amazing things happening for Jersey Boys. And of course, the streaming event with Nick Jonas and Andy Carl and CJ Polakowski, who's playing Bob Gaudio at New World Stages right now, and Matt Bogart and all your faves, John Rochette. That's going to be coming out soon. Still waiting on a release date for that and a streaming platform for that. We don't know where it's going to come out. We have our
We have our predictions.
Predictions. I couldn't find the word. Thank you. We have our predictions.
And our desire.
Exactly. So, Graham King Films is involved with the streaming event. He produced his office produced the movie. So, and the movie's on HBO Max. So there's a chance that it might go on HBO Max, but Netflix has a lot of the pro shots. Apple TV Plus has come from away now. So it's all up in the air, but we're excited that Jersey Boys is back live. We also saw Chris Polly Jones and Jenna Coker Jones in St. Louis play Frankie and Mary respectively. So it's been a Jersey Boys filled summer for all, and we are so happy to be able to break it down for you.
Yes, well, summer into fall. It was wonderful.
Oh God, it's fall. It's literally fall. It's almost winter.
We're like way into fall now, and we also
crazy.
We started a business too. We released our fall jacket candle for everyone who bought a candle or more than one candle. Thank you so much for your support, and we really appreciate it. And 10% of the proceeds are going to the Actors Fund. And on our social media, we'll be sharing with you our receipt, so you can see, of course, that we are sending it out. And I have to say, we're recording this on November 20th. And 2021, and it's crazy that the day already passed. It's like the whole entire cast and crew and the creative team, like everybody is over the hump and everyone's back to work. Of course, not only in New York, but around the world and around the country, like we talked about. And it's just like, finally, that's really all anybody could say. So we would love to talk to you about that night. You know, we have a firsthand account of what it was like on November 15th, 2021. So let's see. So David and I both had to work. We got off at 6. The show starts at 7 on Monday nights, and they have merch. And we could tell you about the merch prices.
Yeah.
Yes, right now I am wearing, fun fact, my first show jacket. And of course, they have the Jersey Boys jacket, as you can see over here. Get up. They have this. So David's has the stripes on the sleeves. This one does not, but it's still.
So mine is the original the track jacket that they were selling at New World Stages when they first opened up. They discontinued it, unfortunately, but they came out with a cotton jacket. It's so comfortable and it's so nice.
So here are the prices for you for everybody who is making or working their way back to New World Stages. So right now they have clothes, they have souvenirs, and they have some media related things. So and more to come. This is what they had on the first week. So if you're working way soon, you can get these. For apparel, here we go. You have a logo t-shirt right now. Just an extra small is available for $20. They have a vintage t-shirt for $30, women's t-shirt $35, track jacket for $45, and this hoodie is $16. I'll show you the back. So right over here, got Jersey Boys New York on it. Pretty sweet. And then for the souvenirs, they have a logo magnet, $10, a lapel pin, $10. Did you get pinned? You know, pinned or pinched in a relationship, or you go to jail. Either one. You get a keychain for $10, $2. Then you got a mug for $15. The mugs are really cool. Baseball hat for $20. And then of course they have the cast recording, and they have the Jersey Baby CD too that we've talked about in the past. So when you go, you have to get something to commemorate the experience.
Hey, why can't the guy just bring all the stuff over the house? But ladies and gentlemen, you have to buy this stuff at the theater. You can't, unfortunately, you can't buy it online. So you have to head out to NYC. But guys, you know, we're gonna be there a lot. If you want us to get you something, send us some money. We'll get it for you, and we'll ship it to you. Literally.
In all
We're
seriousness,
literally there all the time.
Yeah, and for tickets alone, of course, you can go to the Jersey Boys website, go to Telecharge. David has the TDF. Do you want to talk about TDF?
Yeah, if you sign up for TDF.org, you pay an annual fee. Really, really inexpensive. You get amazing seats to all different kinds of shows in New York City. There's so many different kinds of discount ticket websites and services. Even after COVID, there's still so much. It still can be so easy once you're in New York City or in New Jersey to go see shows. So
yes. The key one is the lottery, which the Jersey Boys pages have announced too. So
we started out this fall going to St. Louis to go see Jersey Boys, put on by Stages St. Louis, and we're gonna have a whole episode for you very soon. But Chris Colley Jones' original first national tour, Frankie Valli, play Frankie again, with his wife Jenna Coker Jones as Mary. It was just to be in a theater watching Jersey Boys for the first time in a year and a half was just something incredible. And you know, the show is in really good hands.
Absolutely, and our seats were amazing. So, and thank you so much for St. Louis for the comp
Jenna
tickets.
And Stages for getting us the comp tickets. We paid our way there and we got the comp tickets, and it was amazing seats, amazing set. The show is in great hands. We can't wait to tell you about it. And then the moment we had been waiting for, Monday, November 15th, 2021.
Well, even before that.
Oh, right. If you were following our Instagram and our Facebook, we were able to do a 10-day countdown with the actors. We've been working with the Dodgers, and Jessica Ludwig has been setting it up for us. We love you, Jess. She set us up with the press office for the off-Broadway company, Bono / Brian Brown. and also the press office for the tour, which is the Broadway booking office. And we've been able to be in touch with them, setting up interviews, setting up calls, setting up this and that. And Jess has been following us for a while, and she's been so instrumental in some of our biggest things. And she put us in touch with Suzanne over at Bono/Brian Brown, and she was the one who set up those interviews for us.
And another instrumental player in this was Kat West, who was the production stage manager at Jersey Boys at New World Stages. And we got to interview her last year. We've kept in touch. She's lovely. Everyone involved with Jersey Boys, cast, creative team, crew, marketing. Seriously, there is no team like the Jersey Boys team. And the fact that, because in reality, yes, we are students of the show. We are actors. We're trained, the 9. But at the end of the day, we're fans of the show who had the opportunity to do a 10-day countdown through Dodgers in front of New World Stages, like a real publicity day. And thanks to Kat, we honestly overnight we figured out a way with Suzanne and with Jess to have everybody voluntarily, whoever wanted to come and answer a few questions, and during their lunch break, to take about like 2 to 3 minutes just to answer some of our questions that of course were pre-checked and approved. But it was an incredible opportunity that we got to do. And we had everybody from the cast getting a whole group in the courtyard at New World Stages on 15th and 9th and say our sign off and say Salud. Like, that was incredible. So really,
it was all COVID safe. I mean,
yes,
we
very
weren't
much.
wearing masks. I mean, they tested us at the theater. It was a quick PCR test. No, not a quick PCR test. a quick rapid test. They had professional home test kits. And
they gave us the KN95 masks, which we will keep forever
exactly.
from that blessed day. Yeah,
and
it's awesome
to watch. We were standing inside the stage door at New World Stages, and to see everyone walk up the stairs, that was so overwhelmingly amazing and beautiful. And to see all these people that we've missed so much over the last year and a half, it was just it was really special. And that was the best. There was a lot of new people, some new stage managers coming into the show. We got McKenna Remenaric and Danielle Coster. McKenna, I really hope I pronounced your name right. Please let me know if we pronounced it wrong. What is the pronunciation? And so we got the full team. And we also have some new actors coming into the show. Alex Dorff, who is coming in as a swing. He's been playing Norm Waxman for this last week because Rory Max Kaplan has been out. And then Wes Hart has come in as Jip DiCarlo. And it's a really solid cast. It's a really solid cast.
Which we'll get deeper into each member. Oh my God, it was nuts.
And so
which leads us
special
to
playbills. Working our way back to you. I've never seen a playbill with a little sticker here. Never been able to have one of those before. And then the coup de grace.
Check this out.
They gave everyone towels.
Without using all the towels. Yeah. The bath mats, little washcloths, like he's living alone. You're opening it?
Unboxing.
Oh my God. He's
I'm
opening
gonna
it.
open it.
Mine's still in the back. I haven't opened mine yet. Ah, what a beaut.
It says
there
Jersey
it is.
Boys.
Is it soft?
It's very, very soft.
All right. Wow.
Very, very soft. And it's very reminiscent of the towels that they gave out to the Vegas company, the beach towels.
Thank you so much, Jess, and the whole marketing team
Jersey
for doing
Boys,
this.
And it says worldwide on the bottom.
There you go.
Jersey Mwah. Boys worldwide.
Beautiful.
Mwah, mwah.
Yes, so they gave the towels to everybody in the audience. It was awesome.
Everyone got a towel. It was. Have you ever been to an opening night before like that?
Nope.
I've never
Never.
been
First
to
time.
one. They had a step and repeat, to take pictures. It was just,
Which I never knew the name of that, by the way. I thought it was just a backdrop, but it's a step and repeat.
yeah, step and repeat. Exactly. And it was the energy was electric. Des was there. I was on the phone with my mom before I went to the theater, and Des walks past me. Des McAnuff.
So get this.
And
Okay,
then,
okay. So I meet David, and then he tells me this, and then so we're online, and David spots Des wearing the fedora. That's how he recognized him. So it's like we have to go say something. So we went up, we introduced ourselves, we told him that we have the podcast, and he was so calm. Him and Ron Melrose in person, both just like perfectly
they've
in
done
their
this a
own
million
serenity.
times. They're like,
And
yeah.
so I asked if he was going to give a speech. There was no speeches were made like for reopening night. But this is the worst thing.
The funniest thing.
Yeah.
Anytime that Jersey Boys, the official Dodgers production, has
Opens
been
anywhere.
opens anywhere. Des has this spiel that he says, this is, the first, it's a first preview. Things are bound to go wrong, and is what we lovingly call in the theater a train wreck.
Train wreck. So I said to Des, I was like, oh yeah, like, well, like we heard about your train wreck. And I was like, no. I was like, I mean, we heard about your speech. Like we've heard your speech. You talk about the train wreck joke. And he's like, oh yeah, that's part of my whole spiel. I say that
part of my spiel. Yeah.
I say that for every speech.
Heard about your train wreck.
I was
so
like,
funny.
no, but he totally understood what I was trying to say. And that was very funny. And I was like, oh my God. But it was funny because I didn't feel nervous at all going up to him.
Mm-hmm.
It was chill. If it was us maybe 7 years ago.
I was nervous. I was so nervous.
Yeah, so because we saw people. I was like, we're here. It's the night. We have to talk to people.
We're both very outgoing, but I get really shy. I still get really, really shy.
So we see Des at the top of the stairs. We go downstairs, there's a step and repeat, and we see all of our fellow Jersey Boys fans who are now our friends. That's all of you. So we had Anna Seminamu. She came a little bit later, but she was there. She came with her friend who also loves Jersey Boys. We, of course, saw, yes, his name is Joey. Wonderful, wonderful man. And we, of course, saw Howard Tucker, our associate producer, with Frances Che, who is a firecracker of a woman. If you meet Howard,
wonderful. You'll
meet Fran. Fran is awesome. She's the best. And Jim Petrecca was there. Jim Petrecca is huge in radio in Jersey, and he knew
all the guys. Jim Petrecca knew all the guys: Frankie, Tommy, Bobby, Nikki. He knew all of them.
The whole crew. And then we saw Ron Melrose. And we love Ron. We've been so thankful that we've been keeping in touch with him. And so we ran into him and his wife, Lexi, and it was great. We cut up a little bit. And then, of course, we go into the theater and we see Michael David. Now, Michael David, as David calls him, is like the Steve Jobs of Broadway. Like, this guy is like
Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg. He's like,
I imagine
him starting the Dodgers with Des in like a basement. He just has
this aura
vibe.
Yes. So he was so sweet. So we introduce ourselves to him, and then we sit down and we go crazy during the show. We're sitting in row C. Perfect. The last time we saw the show last January, we were front row, dead center. This time we were a little bit more to the left, but it was perfect. I wouldn't have had it any other way, honestly. And
we were sitting next to Austin Owens' parents.
Austin Owens. So Austin Owens, of course, plays Bob Crew, the most consistently hysterical Bob Crew I've seen. He's hysterical.
Amazing.
Yeah. So you have to honestly, like, Austin, I love him. And then at intermission, we're going crazy. We're talking to people behind us, and then we see this lovely lady in red, and she's like, "Hi." She's like, "I'm Jess," and we're like, "Jess." And so we started crying. I was like, because we seriously, our reach wouldn't have been expanded if it wasn't for Jess, who believed in us, and she's the person who posted on the Jersey Boys Instagram page and the Facebook page for us, and just helped us go more over the maps. That was great. And yeah, so thankful for Jess. And then so then Anna came down, and our friend Joselito, who we met at the Step and Repeat as well, with Charlie Romo and his amazing girlfriend Alyssa. They are incredible. So Charlie is the next Sinatra, honestly. This guy's amazing. He's a teacher. He does gigs at night on the weekends. And Alyssa she has her master's degree, and now she's really involved in the education system in New York City, and she was there too. Now Joselito, who was with us, he has honestly, like, so much of our research has been like helped through him sending us so many things that he finds on YouTube and on social. He's honestly our archivist. And Joselito wore this curated Nick Massey Act 1 suit, gorgeous, that he found in different places in Staten Island, in Jersey. He's the best. And so they got to meet Jess as well. Okay. That is our firsthand account of just our experience, if you care to know what happened. But now we'll get into what to look forward to with the changes in the show and some tips on what to look for specifically.
So the cast in alphabetical order, as it is in the playbill, is Diana Barger as Francine and others, Tristan Weddle as Lorraine and others, Jonathan Cable as Nick Massey, Aaron DeJesus as Frankie Valli, Wes Hart as Jip DiCarlo and others, Rory Max Kaplan as Norm Waxman and others, Joey Lavarco as Joe Pesci and others, Austin Owen as Bob Crew and others, CJ Polakowski as Bob Gaudio, John Rochette as Tommy DeVito, Michelle Rambola as Mary Delgado and others, and Joey Lavarco is understudying Frankie Valli. And the swings that we have are Paul Sabala, Andrew Frace, and Alex Dorff. Alex Dorff has been going on for Norm this whole week. Paul Sabala is also understudying Frankie. Understudying Tommy is Alex Dorff and Rory Max Kaplan. For Bob Gaudio, understudying is Andrew Frace and Austin Owen. And for Nick Massey, Alex Dorff and Wes Hart are currently understudying Nick Massey as well. Dance captain is Diana Barger. Fight captain is Andrew Frace. The music director / conductor is Ben Hartman. The associate conductor is Chris Haberl. Keyboards is Madeline Rubenstein. Guitar, Steve Gibb, OG guitarist. Bass, Leo Huppert. Drums, Greg Joseph. And the music coordinator is, of course, John Miller.
Yes, I feel like we should play Pop and Circumstance under all these names.
Oh yeah, my God.
By the way, David graduated
college. I walked in my first graduation since kindergarten, and that is all I will say about that.
Yeah, so that is your cast.
That's your cast.
Our friends and powerhouse cast. Let's break it down. First things first, okay? John Rochette is nuts as Tommy. He is unbelievable. He's unpredictable, as David said. He has a pure Jim Carrey quality to him. You have no idea what the hell he's gonna do, and it's hysterical.
It's like,
and I'll tell you what,
like the dynamite. You never know when it's gonna blow up.
Never. Yeah. So
he
explodes.
Eyes. You could see it.
It's in the eyes. It's in the hair. He's so limber. John Rochette, like, because you see a lot of like more stiff Tommies. John's all over the place.
He's always moving.
Yeah, when you're a body in motion, So of course he's fantastic.
And he has a new hairstyle. He parted it on the left, He combs it to the right and parts it on the left. So because usually he slicked it all back, but now he parts it, and it is I think he likes that style a lot better too. And I know I like it a lot better. You guys know me and my hair. It's not done right now, but needs a haircut soon. And
there's a specific line I think is really, really funny, and something that he does in his blocking that I never noticed before. I don't know if other Tommies do this. All I'll say, a key word for you to think about when you're watching the show, jackrabbit. See what John Rochette does with the word jackrabbit.
I've never seen it like that too. It was so. Use
your imagination.
What I love about John's Tommy is that over the years, there's been a lot of comedic moments directed for the Tommies. Namely, um, during the sit down, he's like, oh, buy me out. And then Nikki says, right in the sink. A lot of Tommies go like, okay. Yeah. And then also during after Cry for Me, the whole thing of the line about don't come crying to me, about we'll hire him, but don't come crying to me when it all blows up in smoke. A lot of those moments get directed to be played comedically. But John, this whole cast,
They flipped the switch
John,
on you when you wouldn't
they
expect
flip this exactly. Perfect wording.
Yay, I hope so. Well, yeah, so this is definitely for those Jersey Boys fans who have seen the show more than once or even twice, because this is the whole Disney collectible idea that we talk about, because each cast is different, and the four guys, this team for the 4 seasons is very interesting, and yeah, I guess unpredictable is the word. And I'll say CJ Polakowski, of course, we're going to see his performance and John Richette's performance in the film, bottled, as John Richette said, because it's going to be somewhere where you could watch anytime, anywhere. But CJ is so consistent, because keep in mind, we saw him on Monday, we saw him on Friday, and it was just like the way he brings the room down and totally changes the temperature of the show, as Bob is supposed to do, is excellent. Jonathan Cable as Nick Massey, very underrated. So definitely look out for the nuances
Underrated
of
and
Nick
underestimated.
Massey. Yes. I would say Jonathan Cable, I'll tell you what, because we've been analyzing the show for a year and a half, honestly, I wasn't having as much fun watching it last night on Friday, because I was trying to pay more attention to the tracks, because that's something I've never thought to pay attention to until we started doing the show. So all of Act 1, math. I was just doing math the entire time. And then in Act 2, no, seriously. And then in Act 2, when Jonathan Cable was doing his monologues, talking about how he told his kids that he was their uncle, that's when I finally shut my brain down and I started tearing up at that monologue, seriously. And then it was that, and then once it went into winter, I lost it, and then I remembered why we're doing the show in the first place. So thank you, Jonathan Cable, for reminding me to just sit and watch a show and enjoy it.
And those Jersey girls, come on.
Woo! The Jersey girls!
They keep
my
pumping.
boyfriend's back. New costumes, new choreo, a little bit.
Diana sounded amazing. Tristan sounded amazing. Michelle Rambola sounded amazing. It was so good. The new wigs, it was so fresh, and it was
the wigs. The wig work is unbelievable. I cannot believe how seamless it looks, how quickly they do it. Of course, which you talked about before, 52 costume and wig changes. See how you handle it. But yeah, it was perfect and ease. And I can't get over how much I love the silver shoes. I love the silver shoes for Mary. They're so cute.
Diana killed it on Boyfriend. Tristan killed it on what's it called? Wanting.
Yeah.
What's it called? I Still Care.
Yes. And she changed it up. Like wanting you so. Oh,
yeah. Okay. How could you say goodbye?
So good.
On that, Tristan, it's so good.
Let's call it the Tristan Trill.
I've never heard any Frankie Nolan do that. When you did it on Monday, we were like, whoa. Like, ooh. And then we forgot. And then we did it on Friday. We were like, how could you say goodbye?
Wow. So it's like Frankie. No, okay, that's the Tristan Trill. I think that's the new phrase.
Tristan Trill. And then Michelle Rambola on My Eyes Adore You. So gorgeous and so hurt and so much control and so just hanging on air.
Mhm.
Great.
Yes, and of course, our Miss Congeniality, Joey Lavarco. All right, Joey Lavarco, Joe Pesci, and others. He is the bunny on TV with the battery. He is everywhere. You always see him. He's always announcing something. He plays Barry Belson. He announces the band at the Seafreeze Lounge. He puts people under arrest. He's Bob Cruz, Drink Boy. He's so funny. I can't get over how good Joey Lavarco is. And when he did An Angel Cried, gorgeous. Would you agree?
So good. So good. Like
So clean.
those A's and B flats, so good, man. And then the Santa Pimp. That's my 11:20 p.m. Santa Pimp.
Yes.
So,
I feel like
during
Joey's
Oh What a
track
Night.
is the most fun.
And he gets that nice gray suit with the green shirt back. I don't remember if they had it pre-COVID.
Not sure.
The gray suit with the green shirt. It's really nice. But yeah.
And did he have a new Pesci jacket?
No. The track jacket.
Yes.
No, that was the same.
That
But
was
he had a
same?
new Soiree Law costume though.
Mhm. Yes, Lavarco opens the show. Come on, so fun. I loved it. Yeah. So Joey, huge fan. We can't wait to see more things that you do. And when you do go on for Frankie, no, whenever that is,
Let us know.
we're very excited to see. And of course, and then seeing everybody afterwards too. Like Andrew Frace, love Andrew. Grace with Frace. He's like, yeah, man, we're all gonna make it, man. Like that's Andrew Frace. And of course, Aaron De Jesus sounds better than ever as Frankie. Our friend Aaron, he's, oh my God. Also, Monday, Friday, you would never know 2 seconds went by between those performances. Like, it's insane. And as we're recording this tonight, this is their first 2-show day. So I hope everybody is doing well.
They're well.
Yeah.
They're resting tonight.
Yeah. And David has a wonderful insight into how Aaron worked on his blocking with the Francine call. David, would you want to talk about it?
Yeah, and I didn't really put this specific thing because we've talked about this moment on the podcast before, but there's a specific layer that kind of was added for me. So after working, he goes stage left, and the Summers in Jersey monologue, and that's right before the call that Francine is dead. It's what it comes down to is the line between the different versions of the characters that we're seeing, because they're from different timelines, right? There's the one that's talking directly to us. There's the one that's talking to us but also in the middle of the scene, and then there's the version of these characters that are just engulfed in that time zone, in that era of the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, and all of that rolled all into one. So I think Aaron really establishes that line for you in between those different versions, and then in this one moment they blur all together. Because the phone rings. He's talking about how it's all good. It's all
getting
great.
better with us.
It's all getting better with us. Thank you. The phone rings. Aaron takes a sharp look at the phone. He knows what's going on.
And he looks back at the audience.
He looks back at the audience. And he starts to kind of not stumble, but like sidestep his way to the phone, because it's like Mr. Hermes says in Hadestown, even though you know how the song ends, you're still going to sing it again. They tell this story every night. And you know how the story ends, but you still have to tell it again. So that's the moment that we're talking about. But now the phone rings 3 times. And I was in my mind, I was like, phone ringing equals alarm clock. you know how like when you're sleeping and you're having a really nice sleep and your alarm rings. It's like, oh my God, snooze. I don't want to do this again. 9 minutes later, alarm rings, snooze. Third time, alarm rings. Okay, I have to get up. So the phone rings. He looks. Growing up when we were going through hard times, my mother used to say, Adapo sanutata. This too shall pass. Phone rings. That's the second alarm clock. Frankie, wake up. It's time for you to wake up. What it came to mean, what I came to understand was, not only does the bad pass, phone rings, third time, but even the good.
David, that was seriously the most beautiful realization. It fucks you up, man. Because
it fucks that shit up.
Because and really, like, you only realize that with Nick and Frankie. Like when you're really, because then you really start to think about like, oh wait, no, the story can't end yet, because the first act you're having so much fun, and it's just like in Grown Ups. I know this is a very strange pivot, but there's a great line where it says act 1, always exciting. Act 2, that's where the depth comes in. And when you're at that part, that's when you realize you're like, fuck, like he has to wake up out of this reality or in this trance, to quote the show, that he's in. And you realize that each of the 4 seasons in their direct addresses, they are in this limbo period. It's like you're seeing them as the young versions of themselves, and they are that, but it's still omniscient. And that's what we talked about with Rick Ellis too. And it's just that's what's so beautiful about this show, is that in a way, and to quote Nick Massey, this just came out of my mouth when I was in a job interview about 3 weeks ago. I got the job, by the way, yay! And so in my job interview, I talked about how we're doing this podcast, and with my last interview, the guy asked me, he's like, what? He's like, so why should I watch Jersey Boys? And honestly, no one ever phrased the question like that to me. Like, why should I watch it? It's like, oh, what do you like about it?
This is so fucking genius, guys.
So
this
just came out of my head, and I'm like, you know what? As I had to think of, I had to be clever. I had to channel my inner Rick Ellis and Marshall Brickman, and I was like, wanna know why? Because it's about 4 anti-heroes, and who doesn't want to have a story with that? No, 4 anti-heroes. You know what I mean? They're all talking about their flaws. They all admit how they are.
They all admit their flaws.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or just what makes them different, and how maybe they messed up with the band, and how they kind of, everyone does take some portion of the blame a little bit, or how things could have gotten misconstrued. That's what the whole story is. So I'm like, yeah, this is a story of 4 anti-heroes, but you're seeing it not like in The Sopranos, not like in Goodfellas, in a way that brings you through time, but you're still sitting there at the present, and that's what makes it so freaking cool. We also talk about there's some choreography changes from Sergio Trujillo.
Yeah, and cool new choreography going on.
Yeah, and one that stuck out to me. This was not new, but this was something that I noticed for the first time. In Stay, Frankie and Bob, they snap a lot, that they're close together, and it looks like this. And to me, this looked like money, so if you're listening to this, I know you can't see me, but when someone gestures to you like, hey, money, like they put their
their fingers together, and they rub the fingers together.
That's what it looked like to me when they were on the hook for $1 million, and they were trying to to get everything, because they were slaving on the road. I that's just what it looked like to me. Sergio, I don't know if that's what you had in mind. I'm probably just being an idiot, but that's something I thought of.
We know that Sergio's, like, all of Sergio's choreography has a purpose. Like,
of course, I don't know if that look was intended.
Who knows?
We have to ask
Sergio Trujillo, Danny Austin. Let us know.
Yes, and another thing too, just because I haven't seen it staged so long, neither of us have, I realized Big Man in Town is before they go to jail. Big Man in Town equals the big house. That totally clicked. And with Aaron's performance, when he's singing beggin', it's because he's begging Jip for help. Perfectly aligned there. You can't write that. But how Aaron played Frankie, like he really was singing it to Jip. And by the way, Wes was a great Jip. I liked him a lot. I loved his voice. It was so deep. He was like he brought like, honestly, he was sophisticated but also goofy, you know. It was not like Mark Latito's performance.
How Jip is. Yeah, that's the direction that it's taken, you know, during these last several years.
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
wasn't
especially
as
with
grounded. I'm a mobster. It was kind of a.
But I think that's what happens. I think that's what
him,
happens when you lower the age of Jip.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what happens, you know.
Yeah.
And like especially with the crying during My
He
Mother's Eyes, it was hysterical. And then also in Beggin', I mean, it's such an amazing insight. You know, Frankie uses his own claim check to bail Tommy out.
Yo. There you go.
And in the movie, Christopher Walken gives it back to him, which I love.
There's the lighting in winter wakes you up. It does. It's supposed to wind down and cool down the show, but it doesn't. It sparked everything for me. Of course, it's gorgeous the entire show, and you do realize the symbolism as you're watching it, but there's nothing like when those white lights turn on with Frankie, when it's freaking reflecting off of him doing Working My Way. Like it wakes you up. That's all I can think about. And a few other things too.
And then we can't. We would be remiss if we did not talk about those famed fall costumes.
Yes. Okay. So let's recap a little bit what we talked about so far. So things to look out for: John Rochette saying Jack Rabbit. And of course, please pay particular attention to the costumes. So the thing is, when we've been talking about New World stages, when the show opened at New World in 2017, the fall costumes were not there because we were told they had to fit them out of the show for space and for money.
Save money, exactly.
Right, but they had new costumes. They had new jewelry for the Jersey Girls, and we can have a wonder: did they have more money now? Did they just say fuck it, let's just do it? Like who knows? But we're so happy that it happened.
I know. John Rochette mentioned in his video for the countdown that doing Jersey Boys this summer in Cleveland really sparked things back up. Mm-hmm. So, you know,
yeah. So if you're gonna go for the costumes,
I'm a little money laundering, a little this, move some money around. Who knows?
Exactly.
So
yes.
look out for John Rochette, the Jack Rabbit. Look out for his eyes. Watch his eyes. Look out for new choreography. Look out for new wigs, new jewelry, new Soirée Lock costumes right off the bat.
Yes, with the lace, it was so fun.
Choreography. There's a moment where they were going like this. That's not in there anymore. They replaced. I don't remember what they replaced it with. But I mean, whenever I would go see the show with New World Stages, it's like, you know, there was always a piece missing in fall because they were saying the lines, but they were wearing the winter costumes. And the only person who wears a winter costume during fall is Frankie when he goes on top of the bridge to talk with Lorraine with the coat that Gia calls a doctor's jacket.
Okay, my only cost. This is dangerous for me to say. I don't know what that's supposed to symbolize. It looks like he's playing nurse. I don't know if it's after they had sex or something. Honestly, is it meant to be a robe? Because, well, you know, in the movie, like it's after they have sex in the hotel room and, you know, whatever.
Because he's wearing the full suit. And like he
full suit with this white coat. And I'm like, are you in med school? What are you doing? I was like, why? But I don't know if it was the lighting, because at one point it does look more beige, but then when the light hit it, when it turned back, it looked white. I don't know. That's the one thing I don't
But
like.
like, and then he slams his hand. He slams his hand
Like,
on the
fuck!
railing, and it's like, does that hurt? Aaron, let us know,
Yeah,
please.
you're
Does
always
that
doing the
hurt?
fuck. Yeah, we gotta ask him.
Aaron, Joey, and Paul, please let us know if that hurts your hands. But
Yes,
now, so he's really the only Frankie's the only person who's wearing a winter costume going into fall, which is significant in and of itself because he's already like accepted that mantle. You know, he's already way ahead of everyone else, and he has to be if he's gonna. It's like it's almost foreshadowing. So, but now it's like the world is at one again. The pieces are fit. Watching them say those lines and sing the numbers in fall with the fall costumes, which are updated even at that.
Yeah.
You know, they're using the same designs that they used at John Richette's jacket looked very similar to the one that Andy Carl wore in that picture with the four guys with Dez. But there's still some variation. The green on Frankie's costume is a little light green, at least that's how it looks on stage. But they're all pretty much variation of the fall costumes that were on Broadway. And just to see them saying the lines with the fall costumes, just everything is at peace again. And it's like that was some of the biggest news in the Jersey Boys community.
It's
that
true.
The fall costumes came
and
back.
I have to say, after we sold out of our fall jacket candles, because the only reason why we designed that candle after it's like to commemorate these fall jackets, and then we found out that they revived them, we flipped out.
So Kat West, the PSM texts us. She's like, not saying that your fall jackets candles manifested these, but I'm not saying that either. And I was like, whatever it is, we'll take it. You know,
you have no idea how connected we feel. You know, when we heard that, we're like, yay, that's so cool. It was the best feeling. Now, another thing I noticed, symbolism with the costumes, is that in Act 1 in summer, between Crew's house going to Frankie's house, there is no costume change for Frankie, Tommy, or Nick. Bob does change into a solid shirt right before they do the quick cut arrangement for Crew before Sherry. And to me, that symbolizes that in a way, Bob is kind of taking the power, and he's the solid shirt because none of this could happen without him. And then they finally put on jackets and they get.
He already came in with the idea, and so he's coming in already wearing his Sherry shirt. I imagine that's also for time, you know.
Of course,
he's off stage anyway. Yeah, he's off stage
before his address to us.
I think that's fucking genius. He's taking the power.
Yep, in a way. And now the coolest thing. Oh, go ahead. What? Sorry.
Talking about like the division of power and the power struggle, something I never ever noticed before until Monday, and I don't know if anyone else has ever done this before. Jonathan Cable went to go grab his bass to play on "Cry for Me," and Rachette was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like come back here!" Like, and then and so he goes over, and Nick's like, "Fuck you," like whatever, and he goes over to the piano, and John's like, he's like losing his power, and he does whatever he can to take it back, and that culminates in him saying, "How many more hits do you think you're gonna write?" Which was so good. That's one of the moments that John played, that John didn't play into the comedy. Fine, buy me out. Like a lot of the time, he's like, "Buy me out. How many more hits do you think you're gonna write?" He's like, "All right, buy me out. How many more hits do you think you're gonna write?" It's like, oh, he like jumped from 0 to 100 in like less than a second, and it was so good. It was so good. Okay, that was my jump. Okay, that was my jump.
No. Well, so then jump to "My Eyes Adored You" in Act 1. So John Rachette, when he comes out and to meet the guys, he is a little further away from everybody else, and I don't know if
which makes sense because he's on because at that point, I think of it. It's kind of in the same time zone during fall when Nick is talking about how Tommy's betting on everything, on which fly will fly off from the ceiling first. So it's kind of like in the same time zone. The fact that Tommy is a little bit separated from them makes sense, because Frankie will have already iced him out at this point too, because he's been hitting on Lorraine. Everything just comes together, and if you think about all those moments in Act 1 and put them with their sister moment in Act 2, the whole story changes, and the whole vibe changes.
But everything does, of course, come together at the end with the costumes. So check this out. So we're talking about solids. We're talking about where everybody meets and everything. Now I wrote this down. So this blew my mind. I don't know if the costumes were like this pre-COVID, but this is what I noticed on Monday and last night. And the finale costumes for Ragdoll, and of course with Who Lives. Check this out. Bob. I'm going to go just like Bob, Frankie, Tommy, Nick. Okay, going in order. So Bob is wearing a solid shirt with a polka dot tie. It's either polka dot, maybe a little diamond shape, but it has that look. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go with the polka dots. Solid shirt, polka dot tie. Frankie, solid shirt, striped tie. This is pure math here. It's like a pure foil. So Frankie's going with Bob, where they're both solid. They're buds. They have GABA. They have their handshake from 40 years ago. They're together. So the striped tie, and then that's what Frankie has. And then Tommy has a patterned shirt, because he's Tommy. He's always him. He's off the wall. That's Tommy. But he has a solid tie to go with Bob. Do you see what I mean? So Bob had the solid shirt. Tommy had the solid tie. So in a way, Tommy's like, Bob, I get what you did. Nick is wearing a striped shirt. The next pattern, maybe to go like in tandem with Tommy, saying that because like Tommy still has a hold over Nick in a way, but they're friends because they partied together in the end and they roomed together in the end. And Nick has a circle tie, and he brought his own towels. Yes, and Nick has the polka dot tie to go with Bob, because of course in the set down scene, guy's attention. Hi, Bob. And kind of, I would say, resenting Bob the whole time because he didn't want to have two guys with a side deal. But in a way, Nick forgave Tommy and Bob. Now, and plus it's sad because in Frankie's direct address, Frankie says, what I don't get is Nick, why Nick? Why did he have to leave? Why does everybody leave? So in a way, even today, maybe Frankie still doesn't know what happened with Nick, so not that it was neglected, but it's interesting.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, and Frankie's striped tie goes with, but Frankie has the striped tie, and Nick has a striped shirt. So it's just that opposite foil there. And if you want to write that down to make it look a little bit easier, go for it. So once again, Bob, solid shirt, polka dot tie. Frankie, solid shirt, striped tie. Tommy, patterned shirt, solid tie. Nick, striped shirt, polka dot tie.
I hope you're writing this down because there will be a test.
Yeah.
It's going to be on the test. This on the midterm. Monday was the first American performance of a Dodgers production of Jersey Boys after Tom and DeVito passed.
Yes, you're right.
And there was a lot of speculation as to whether they were going to make any changes to the show, but Des, Rick, and Marshall maintained that the show took place in a specific time, and these men were immortalized in this time period, and they will be continued to be immortalized. I remember, and I think we've talked about this before, the night after Gary Coleman passed away, the audience, the cast and crew of Avenue Q didn't know how the audience was going to react when Gary Coleman walked on stage. The character in Avenue Q, he got the actress playing Gary Coleman got a 3-minute standing O when she came out, right. And Rochette got a huge applause, thunderous applause when he left the stage after after his final monologue.
Yeah, well, we had to talk about the standing O's. So of course on reopening
Oh
nights,
my
yes, there was
God.
a 2-minute
Electric.
standing O. Yeah, 2-minute standing O after the big three, and another 2-minute O after can't take. Now here's the thing. Of course, we wish it was a little longer. Stay just a little bit longer, but the show has to move. You can't stall it too long. So it felt like the perfect moment of respect for everyone, including, of course, Tommy.
John Rochette, when we told him we were coming back, when we told him on Friday that we were going to be coming back yesterday, he was like, the show's going to be about 3 hours faster. It didn't even feel that long. I mean, like, I think all in all, the applause and the extended standing ovations, I think added maybe 5 to maybe 7 minutes at the most.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, and if you're analyzing the show the entire time, it goes by so quickly. So quickly. You would think the more you see something, the longer it would be, but the faster everything is for me.
Yeah. And that's the way it moves. They don't give you a chance to breathe until after Walk Like a Man. That's like the first time that the audience really has a chance to like breathe. You know,
I think that is a great place.
I think that's a great place to stop. This has been your post reopening night analysis episode of Silhouettes JV podcast.
And just recapping you and our lives a little bit too, and really none of this could have happened without you.
Exactly. And follow us on Instagram at Silhouettes JV podcast _. Find us wherever you can listen to podcasts: Spotify, Breaker, Apple Podcasts, Anchor. Thank you to Anchor for sponsoring us. A great way to make a podcast. Find us on YouTube. Go see the show. Go see.
Let us know when you're seeing the show. We'll come meet you.
Yes, please let us know.
We would love to meet you.
Go see it in London. Go see it on tour soon. If you're in the UK, go see it on tour soon in the UK.
Go see it in Australia.
Go see it in Australia. Check out the at Jersey Boys Musical Instagram page. They're going to be doing some more interviews with J. Robert Spencer, Christian Hoff, and Daniel Reichard.
It really is incredible. It's the first time that they're doing a one-on-one with their counterparts. In a new cast, which is really cool. Yes, we're here to support other shows. Work together.
Exactly. And we have a new candle coming out very soon, a winter candle. So be on the lookout for that. And we have some more fall jacket candles being made. So head to silhouettesjvpodcast.com, place your order. We'll ship it out to you as soon as possible. Thank you to Gian DiCostanzo. Gian stayed at my place for a whole month while he was doing A Bronx Tale directed by Richard H. Blake and starring Mike Backus as well. Thank you to Gian. Thank you to the Dodgers. Thank you to Bono / Brian Brown. Thank you to the Broadway booking office. Thank you to New World Stages. Thank you to Jersey Boys. And thank you to my partner, Gia Doxy.
Thank you.
None of this could have happened without you.
Without you. No fit. Well, this is a bad moment to say. But to the finger.
Yeah, Austin, so funny at that. So funny.
But thank you, really. And so thank you, David. Thank you to everyone who made this possible, because our dreams, honestly, dreams we never thought to dream have come true, and we know that there's going to be a lot more in store for you too. So stay tuned for more episodes with more incredible guests. And have a happy Thanksgiving. This is our Thanksgiving episode too.
Yes, Thanksgiving is upon us. Eat your turkey, watch the parade, listen to Sherry, and Salud.
Salud.